high blood pressure, diabetes. I mean, we're talking about a conversation that we had a week ago was metabolic syndrome, where you have type 2 diabetes. Now, Alex, tell me, in your experience, I'll let you answer this. How does a patient with diabetes differ in their recovery, the speed, the time of their recovery, with one who doesn't have diabetes?
Using that example, you can, first of all, when you have diabetes, by definition, it's the sugar imbalance issues. The body is more inflammatory. It's just basically, it cuts down to inflammation. It affects the kidneys. And if they're pre-diabetic, they may be through going metabolic disorder where inflammation and the blood sugar issues are going haywire. Well, it's inflamed. It's a predisposed inflammatory structure, dynamic being. Now you get that person and you hit them with a shovel that weighs 100,000 pounds in the back, right? You light up the whole body, and you've taken someone who had a kind of a silent form of inflammation, and you put that body through an inflammatory state that literally cascades to the point where the person, literally their blood sugar. How many times after that you have an accident do people just complain their blood sugar's off? Everything, their diabetes has gone haywire. They weren't the same. It took months to even just to stabilize the blood sugar.
The recovery again, as you mentioned, because of all these secondary issues,
yes,
is much longer, and again, due to the cascade effect of an injury amplifying not only the symptoms, but amplifying and putting so much torque on the metabolic process that person is already in. They're already in a high state of inflammation. Now we just lit the whole body into the second phase of that.
Exactly.
And that's where I would really like for everyone to understand that for those cases, there needs to be a higher level of care, and many times it's a longer level. So this is not just a 1 month, we're done, thank you very much, and have a nice day. No, this is something that needs to be very well managed. The word is managed, very well cared. So this is not like a little drive-through, program, and therefore we minimize those type of secondary issues and becoming even more chronic and impacting the functional aspect of their long-term life.
The word today that didn't exist 20 years ago was functional medicine. A person who's in a car accident isn't just hurt on their knee, isn't just hurt on their neck. Their whole body's gone through a slamming potentiation, or an energy field has gone through their body. It affects every organ. It affects the mind, the brain, the skull, the brain matter, the intestinal organs. It affects everything and puts everything into chaos. If someone has a susceptibility and they get hit in an auto accident, it really brings out really a lot of the disorders that were just silent. Now they're present, and we have to hit a functional approach when we assess someone. We have to evaluate how it's affected their mind. When I started practicing, Mario, PTSD wasn't even, it was considered part of the DSM-3 book, but even the veterans didn't even qualify it as a diagnosis.
Correct.
It was in our tenure over the last 20 years that people understand the impact of the mind, how it gets altered in a motor vehicle accident. The mind, the way what they call cognitive dissonance, the brain has an effect as a result of an impact. And how many times do you get a patient that says, I got hit in a car accident, and I'm afraid, I'm scared, I don't know what to do when I cross an intersection. They're hurting mind-wise. So not only is the mind affected, but the physiology of their whole body's affected.
Talking about mind, let me do this. This is the word that is very, very important for all of us. Concussions. Concussions.
Absolutely.
So now, after all these years, even in the game of football, after a very well documented, I watched a movie, Concussion. Okay, it was almost like a documentary. This is real. So from multiple impacts in football, people are getting depression. Suicide is connected with it. Anger management, addiction.